Hello, this is Yuki, and I am doing my first vlog for the Grace Hopper Conference for GHC 15. Today is Wednesday, October 14th, and I just came out of a session called Crucial Conversations in Your Career. It was in a big ballroom. There were a ton of people there. It was led by Wei Wu, Suzanne Lehman, and Jennifer Wang, who are all from Yelp, and it targeted students in their early career and people who are just entering their career. So we went through a couple slides about what are some crucial conversations in your career, and some of the things that characterize crucial conversations are high stakes, differing opinions, and high emotions. And we talked about a few scenarios where you might be having some of these crucial conversations. For example, working with a teammate on something where you realize you and your teammate have different opinions and don't really work out well together. So what are some ways to overcome these interpersonal difficulties? Another thing we talked about was how do you advocate for yourself? People broke up into groups of 6 to talk about these scenarios. I had 4 people from Google and 1 person from Salesforce. I was the only person who was a senior in college in my group. Everyone else had been out of college 1 or 2 years, but they were still pretty early in their careers. Some of the suggestions, for example, if you're working with a difficult teammate, people said maybe we can be inclusive while you escalate your problem to your manager, or ask your manager for guidance while pointing out specific areas in the process where you and your teammate are getting stuck on, and then asking your manager for help or guidance. And one of the most important things I think I learned from this was don't minimize your feelings, and if you have a good manager, they'll listen and they won't minimize your feelings either. I thought the session was really interesting and learned a lot about what I can do in the future, and I think it was just good to know about, not necessarily something I need to act on right now because I'm still in school, so I don't actually have to deal with difficult teammates right now. But in the future, if I do, I feel like I can go back to my notes and go from there. A few other impressions that I have is that there are a lot of panels. A lot of them are taking place at the same time. So I picked this one because it was in your career. I thought it would be interesting, and it was interesting, but I couldn't go to some of the other ones that dealt with teaching you skills or that were more like tech talks. This place is sprawling. You have to walk from room to room, and it seems like there are so many rooms. There's 3 levels to this convention center. It's huge. I'm here with Harvard Women in Computer Science. They were very gracious enough to send about 30 students from Harvard to come. I'm missing a lot of class. I have a lot of work to make up. I was up late last night trying to finish a paper that was due today, so there's a lot of prep work that goes in, and there's a lot that you can give up. And we'll see if it's worth it, but I hope it is. This conference looks like a lot of fun so far.